Welcome everybody, it's Jav here from Medieval Mirage. I hope you're all doing well and I appreciate your company. And to all my subscribers, I really appreciate you and a warm welcome to those that are new. And today is the 17th of October 2024. Okay, so I just wanted to demonstrate to you how to extract your zip folders first of all, images from your zip folders. So we'll do a quick overview of that. And then I'm going to show you how to then put them in a file and how to go about printing them all in one go. Now, of course, my kits are mega, so you don't want to be stopping and starting. You want to get the process started, and I wanted to share this with you. Now, the wonderful Wynette, who's on my design team, hey Wynette, she's also got a video, a helpful tips video out. So I will also link her video below and check her out as an alternative of actually getting your printing done, a consecutive or production line setup. You'll see what I mean as we progress. So here is the volume 2 of my medieval garden. You'll see the images in a moment. I'm using a desktop. This might be different for you if you've got other devices, and I always recommend that you download the kits to a desktop or at least a laptop. Any other smaller devices, it may not have enough storage or it could run into problems. So just remember, you're better off downloading to something that can manage this well. I'm using Microsoft and Microsoft software. So this might be different for those of you that use Apple products, and see if you can find your own way around using the software that you have. Let's just do an extraction of the zip folders. All right then, so here we are with these zip folders. Let's enlarge them for you so that you can see them a little bit better. Okay, there's a number of ways of extracting this and managing this. However, what we need to do first is just create some extra file folders. So the first one is, as you can see here, I'm clicking onto a folder and I'm going to call this Medieval Mirage Kit Archive, Kits Archive. So that means I'll be able to find this easily if I've got a directory on my computer, and it will be my Medieval Mirage kits. These are where they will all go. Now that we're here, we are now going to create another name called Volume 2 Medieval Garden. Okay, so that will now make it easier for you to locate it next time you're looking for it. Okay, so we've got Volume 2 Medieval Garden. And what we want to do, we want to extract everything from the zip folders and put them in here. You can actually keep the zip folders in a safe place, just in case, you know, you have any issues with your computer and you lose everything, and you could keep them under a zip file archive. It's up to you how you like to manage things, but if you ever lose them, they will always be available at Etsy. As long as shops are available in Etsy, they should be in your purchase history as part of the archiving that Etsy provides very generously, actually. They will always be there for you to download, and you can re-download them as many times as you need. Once you've purchased them, you have access to them basically forever, unless a shop closes. But even then, I think once you've purchased them, they're going to be available. So we've got Volume 2, the folder here, And then we've got these to extract from. There's a number of ways that you can do this. It will depend on your software. I'm using software Microsoft 11. 11 and 10 are pretty up to date, so you should have similar features to me. Anything below that might look a little bit different, so we'll play around with different options for you. Here, if I click on this, did you notice right up here, I got a little message that says extract all items in this folder. So that's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is right-clicking, and it'll give you a dialog box, and there over here it says extract all. You can do the same with that. If you don't have any of those features, you can double click on this, and then you get your cursor or your mouse or your stylus, and you're going to also press down your shift key, and then I'm going to click all of these, and then all I have to do is copy and then go back out. This folder here, Volume 2 Medieval Garden, we're going to paste them in there. Paste. Okay, so that's done and dusted. There they are. So that's the Volume 2. And by the way, these will be linked below. I will have that one at the top if you're interested in this particular kit. That will be listed below, as well as the rest of the collection, if you're interested in checking it out. Now, while we are here, we are now going to create 2 more zip folders. Okay, so while we are here, we're going to create 2 new folders, not zip folders, but 2 new folders. This one we are going to call zip folders volume 2 med garden, just to keep it brief. Okay, that's where the zip folders will go. You'll see why in a minute. We're going to create a new folder again, and this one is print ready, volume 2 med garden. Okay, so now you know exactly what's happening. So here we go. This is the terms of use that I recommend that you read. And you can even print it out if you want to. It's totally up to you. But if you don't want to do that, that can just stay there. But what you're going to do next is you're going to go and click on these. Either you can do it one by one in the print ready, or you can just put place your shift key down and move them all in one go to here. So now we've got this here. This is basically print ready, and we'll get to the zip folders in just a minute. All right, and there's your term of use. So if we go out now, we're in here. Okay, don't worry, we're going to finish off with that in just a moment. All right, so we've extracted the very first one of these. So it's done and dusted. So to make sure that I don't have any more confusion, I'm going to move it into volume 2. And now I'm going to put this into the zip folder. Now, I know this is going to be probably a bit laborious. You might have a better way, but this is the way that I work. And for those of you that are new to all of this, I hope it will prove helpful or help you to manage things a little bit effectively or efficiently. Okay, so now we're going to do, again, some extracting. Okay, so how are we going to do this extracting? Well, the other way we can do it is we can extract all. Now it's going to give me this, and I can extract it this way. I'll show you what will happen. Okay, so it's created another file folder here. So if I click in there, I've got all these images, and I can copy all of them and I can cut them out. This is just another way. And I'm leaving behind the terms of use because I've got it already in my Volume 2 Medieval Garden. So I'm in here and open this up and paste them. So now you have 1 to 21 already done and dusted. So I would recommend you watch this a few times. And now with this here, I don't need this anymore. So I can actually delete that because it's no longer of use. All right, so that's one way of doing that. Now, with this one, remember, we're going to move it over. That's if you want to keep the zip folder. Let's just give you this picture, and this will now go into the zip files. All right, so now we're down to these. Okay, so there is another way, and the other way is you can click onto your browser. Now, for those of you that are experienced in navigating your computer and your directory, then definitely go in here because now you're going to be creating a directory for where these are going to be placed. Now, I'm not going to open that up because it's only going to confuse some of you, and I don't want to do that. I may do a tutorial on directories, but for now, we want to keep it as simple as possible. So with this here, that's only for those of you that are experts. You've got the directions here. This PC's, well, on yours, it'll be different. That's where you're going to create the new directory. Okay. But for the rest of you, and we're just going to continue with the way to do it. So the quick way really is just double clicking, using your mouse and your your shift button. I don't know how that came into my brain. And then you're just going to go back out again and go into Volume 2. And I'm just going to go paste. And there it is. And we don't need this anymore. Move it over. And that goes into the zip folder. Okay. So remember, you can do extract all. You just press that. But I just find this is quicker for me. I double click on that. I just grab these. I copy. Go into here. Paste. All right. It goes back there. We'll deal with that in just a minute. And I double click, copy. So it really just depends on what works for you. Let's just move that in there, and fantastic. Right, now we're here. See here, this is where all your Medieval Mirage Kits archive will be. So it's easy access. All right, so we now move that over there. And there we go. So you click on again, and these two zip folders, and we'll make them a little bit larger. These two zip folders are going to go into the zip folder. There we go. Yay. Okay, so now that we've done that, we've opened it up, and there it is. All of Volume 1 from number 1 to number 58. All right, so now you want to print all of these. I would definitely do a test run before you go and print everything at once. So how about we just sort of prepare something for printing? I'm going to go extra large. Okay, so I'm clicking on here. Now I've got this set up where I can just click on an image and just bring up print. Now, for those of you that are US letter, you are going to have to play around with the setup that you have. Now, see this, it does cut that off. If you unclick it, it'll mean that just a little bit will be taken off that you will need to trim down, but that's how you get it to sit into its setup. Okay, now over here, there's plain paper, so yes, you can print on plain paper, but if you have digital paper, I would use a plain printer setting. The other thing is I do recommend photo paper. So with this one, I usually use matte photo paper. It's called premium presentation, but it means photo paper. And I find that gives you the most clearest, crispest, most beautiful, perfect color replica of what you have got in front of you. But just for now, for the sake of this video, we'll just leave it there. Now, this is my husband's printer. My printer isn't online. Now, if you do want it to have a full page, then it'll just mean some of your edges will be cut off. It's totally your personal preference to fit the US letter format. But I'm going to just do A4 because that's me. And I always unclick this. Why? Notice it says zoom picture to eliminate blank space, might cut off edges of picture. I always untick for me. So that's the difference between those of you that use A4 paper format compared to the US, because this has been designed on A4, but it's still compatible with US. It just means playing around with your little button feature here. Okay, all right. Now, I just want you to look at this here. Can you see how this is one of one page? All right, keep an eye on that in just a moment. So all you would do now is just print this and do a test run. Okay, make sure it's a test run and you're happy with your settings. Of course, you can go into options, printer properties, and play around with these. I always do borderless, so that's something to keep in mind. If you don't want borderless, then unclick it. But these are the setups that you want to just make sure everything is cool. I'm doing landscape. When you're doing tall, you would need to click it over to portrait. But it depends on how you use your printer, and your printer manufacturer's instructions might prove helpful in your case. All right, because no, printers are not created equal. No, they're just not. It's crazy, but they're not. All right, so I'm just going to cancel that now. So always do a test run first, because you don't want to be doing a mass print and you have got your settings absolutely wrong. So make sure everything is calibrated by printing out your first one. If you're not happy with your first printout, then definitely go to your printer settings and adjust it to make it all fit. So rather than just printing one at a time, the best way to do this, if you want to say, and what I would recommend personally, because sometimes you can get paper jams and all sorts of other issues, I would do, say, 10 at a time. And that can be easy because you can just do 10 at a time. If you prefer 5 at a time, do 5 at a time. Whatever you think is best, but you're going to have to keep an eye on what you're doing. Now, if you're one of these ones that just wants to get them done and dusted in one go, then this is what you would do. You're going to click on with your mouse here. Then you're going to press down your Shift key and then press to the end. Okay. Now, then you're going to press your dialog box and you're going to go to print. All right. Now have a look at our figures. One of 58 pages. All right. This is going to print the whole lot in one go. However, remember your printer settings. For me, I untick. This means that everything here, so here it is going to be printing within the parameters of that digital image. All right, so 15 of 58. So there they are. They're all here. All in one go. If you're game enough, if you're one of those ones that wants the whole thing done in one go, then this is the way to do it. You just want to let it do its thing. That's how you do it. All right, now if you're in the US, you have to now think about how you want this printed out. Now, if you've already done a test run, you will know. You will say either I'm happy to have my image just a little bit shorter, top and bottom, and it won't be that much, or you can just have some of the little bits cut off on either edge. So let me show you what the rest will look like. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what you're willing, what your preference will be. It's really not much, is it? I mean, it doesn't really cut off much. So it's totally what suits you. So I'm just going to go back to this one here. And for us over here that use A4 format, mine here, I always untick it. It might be a little bit different, say, for Mac users or whatever your setup is with your software, but I always untick it. That's how I like to do it. All right, so that is the whole kit and caboodle. This is going to all be printed out. This is just showing you the images and so forth. I'm just taking you back to all right. So therefore, once you know everything is perfect, you're happy because you're going to be investing in 58 pages being printed. Think about your ink. Think about your papers. I use an inkjet printer, so that's a blessing. But if you're not, you really want to make absolute sure you're happy with the setup that you have, then go ahead and print. So I'm not going to do that now. Okay, so that's that one. Now, for those of you that are a little bit more cautious, like I am, and very, very mindful that printers are not humans, they can run into issues. Well, even humans can run into errors, can't they? We are imperfect. But I would do, say, 10 at a time. That's what I would do. So once again, all you have to do is click on your first image, press down your Shift button, and then click along there. Okay, and now I'm going to find my print dialog, and look what we've got here. It says 1 to 10 pages. And once again, I unclick this. All right, for those of you US letter size, you decide whether you want it trim at the top and the bottom a little bit, or it will cut off a little bit of the images on either side. It's totally up to you. But anyway, yeah, we'll go back to here. Okay, so I would be unticking this box, and let's just go through them just to see. Okay, so there's the 10, and then I would just press print, and that's 10 in one go, and then once that's done, you go to the next lot, and then you print them again, and so forth. You might choose to do 5 at a time. Just remember where you are. See how they're all marked in the blue? Well, that tells me I've just printed them, so I'm off to the next lot, which I might do 10, or I might do 20. So it's totally up to you. I just don't have the confidence with my printers to do the 58 in one go. So just do it in increments, start off with 5, see how your printer handles it. If it's a problem, maybe do 2 at a time. But that's one of the ways to just get it done quickly. So if it handles 10 beautifully, go up to 15. If it handles 15 beautifully, go up to 20 next time round. It's going to be whatever is best for you and your printer and your situation. All right, everybody, I think I've covered everything. If you're interested in seeing these kits, I do have some slideshow presentations. So they will be in the description box below. You can click onto them after this. I hope you have a great day, everybody. I hope this has been helpful. Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody. Thank you. Bye.